Yes, sir. And we're back like we never left. Welcome once again to Not Another Podcast with myself, Sipo Ukwana, running alongside Undima Silwana, my co-host.
Yes,
And first and
sir.
foremost, man, happy 2026. Happy New Year to everyone. Hoping everyone had a fantastic, wholesome, festive season with you and yours. And yeah, today we're talking about a very simple question, man. What the fuck was 2025? You know?
Hey, bro. What indeed?
Yeah, what indeed, bro. It was a lot, gee. And this was one of those years, man, that felt loud, confusing, and overwhelming all at once. One moment we're celebrating sporting highs, the next we're watching institutions crumble, leaders get exposed, cultures shift, and people just burn out. Also, it was a year of contradictions, progress and regression, hope and fatigue, winning big on the field but losing trust off it. A year where social media shaped narratives faster than facts, where politics felt like theater, and where a lot of people quietly hit personal walls. And maybe the real story of 2025 isn't just what happened out there, but what it did to us, how it tested our attention, our mental health, our values, and our ability to take things seriously without turning everything into a joke. So today isn't really about hot takes or headlines or anything of that such. It's a reflection, a conversation about moments, the madness, the lessons learned, also the unanswered questions. So this is us asking, what the fuck was 2025? What did it reveal about the world and about us? So before we really dive into the topic, Ndima, man, how are you and how was 2025 for you, man?
Man, I'm glad to be back, first of all, but I'm doing good, bro. Doing good. Um, 2025 was strange. There was a lot of good, there was a lot of confusion, there was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of bad, there was even a point where we were afraid it was about to be World War III. So I think
Mm,
I think we just all collectively, or rather, let me put it like this. I don't know if we all collectively had the same confusing, negative, positive experience, or if it was just social
mm-hmm.
media making it seem that way. But for me personally, 2025 was a year of growth and learning and of shocking revelations, but it was also a beautiful year. But yeah, man, I think it was just a mix masala, man. 2025 was a mix masala for me. I don't know how you felt about it.
Yeah, it was like all seasons in one day, if I can put
Mm.
it like that. It was like up and down. It was also both long and short
Uh-huh.
and stable at some points, chaotic at other times. Like you said, it was a mixed masala. And hey, bro, can I just be totally honest with you? More than anything, I'm
Mm.
just glad we got to live through it, bro. And we're still here
Bro.
to live another day and just be here, dog, to
Mm-hmm.
fucking record. Cause, hey, bro, a lot of things could have went left, but we still here existing, bro. So all in all, I could
Mm-hmm.
say it was beautiful, dog. I mean, we're gonna get to it and just talk about everything, man. Like what happened in the culture, what happened to you
Mm.
personally, what happened in the sporting front, and everything surrounding that, the fuckery, the good times, the bad times, you know. I mean,
Mm.
it's a lot, bro. That's all I can say.
Where do we even start? Because there was so much, bro. Honestly, where do we
Yeah,
start?
okay. I think where we can start is like, let's just start on a personal note. Like, what did 2025 mean for you?
Mm. Oh, that's a big question, but for me personally,
Mm-hmm.
2025 meant because I personally was in a stage in my life where I had a lot of decisions to make.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was in a position where I needed to move past
Mm-hmm.
where I was. So personally, it meant reflection, it meant course correction, it meant learning from my experiences and from the people around me for better or for worse. And
Mhm.
these are all things that you can learn no matter who you are, because
Yeah.
if you're not paying attention to what's happening around you and to how people are treating you, etc., then you're going to be in for a hard time. So
Yeah.
you need to experience the bad, you need to experience the good to sort of juxtapose and be like, okay, this is what I don't want in my life, this is what I
Mhm.
want more of in my life, so you can move accordingly. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, I just think for me personally, 2025 was about perspective. It was about taking the steps to grow, because you have
Mhm.
to do it. No one else is going to do it for you. And
Yeah.
I think what I really learned through a lot of, or rather, let me not say a lot, but through certain global events, I learned that the internet can really be a tool for lack of a better word, for division and for evil. So I think
Yeah.
it's important to step back, no matter what it is that you're being informed about, take a step back and take
Yeah.
as long as you need to form an opinion on something, because right now it feels like everyone is just trying to jump on this side or that, and it's very
Mhm.
adversarial and it's divisive, and I don't want any part of that. I just want to make the decisions that make sense for me personally, and I don't want to be rushed into that. So I think that for me was the spirit of 2025, to put it lightly, but yeah.
The spirit of 2025, and you know what you said about social media, and the whole phenomenon of it being a tool for chaos and destruction, and just
Yeah.
a tool to just instill a lot of panic and anxiety amongst people so that they can make irrational decisions. Like, I hear you 100% with that, because like you said, man, there was a lot of global headlines that made people, you know, jump to one side or the other.
Mm,
And social media played a huge role in pitting people apart in terms of their opinions. And I think what we saw as well, just staying on the social media side, is that events like the Charlie Kirk assassination, that was
mm,
a big talking point. Mm, Donald Trump and Donald Trump and his shenanigans first and foremost, and then what you call this, Ramaphosa also visiting the White House with his delegates. That was also a big
mm,
talking point, which was polarizing. Also, what else, man? What that I can think of at the top of my head? Like, there was just a lot. There was just a lot, like particularly on the political scene, where you found there was a lot of division when it came to certain headlines. So I
yeah.
feel you. I feel you 100% on that. And you also, like, I'm listening to you talk, and I hear you mention the word people a lot while you were
Mm.
talking about your lessons that you learned. So, what are some key lessons that you picked up about people that either reinforced what you already knew, or something new that you didn't know that you wish you had known before?
Yeah. Where do I even? I learned a lot about
Uh-huh.
people, right?
Yeah.
But one of the things that I learned is that from the perspective of a man, I think your value in this world is very much um based on how much you achieve,
Mhm.
or n- maybe not even necessarily always how much you achieve, but how much potential you have for achievement. But I
Yeah.
also learned that people appreciate authenticity,
Mm.
whether you're right or wrong. But if people get the sense that you're being real or you're being honest in in
Yeah.
in in what you believe and what you say, then they appreciate you more, because
Yeah.
they sense that there's nothing performative about you. They can sense that you're not trying to sort of impress or to piss people off. You're just saying exactly what it is you mean and what you believe. And
Yeah.
just to be a bit more specific now, when it comes to the opposite sex, I learned that as a Jan, you need to be cognizant of at
Mhm.
all times. Just move carefully, observe everything, don't take anything don't take everything with a grain of salt, just be aware of what's going on around you at all times. And
Yo,
now
can I just interject quickly? I'm
mm,
sorry. Can I just interject? Like, why were you so diplomatic, bro, when referring to women, the opposite sex? Like this guy.
nah, nah, come on, no, I'm just being like honest. We know who we're talking about when we say the opposite sex, but
La agenda. La
yeah, but
agenda.
and the thing is, I don't want this to come off as if I'm another dude who's hopping on the internet and hating on women. No, no, no.
Yeah.
All
Yeah, like
I'm
red pill
saying,
type shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All
Yeah.
I'm saying is, if you are a Jan in 2026 stepping forward,
Uh-huh.
don't turn off your, how do I put this? Don't walk into your relationships, etc., with blinders on, you know. Be
Yeah.
cognizant of everything that happens and understand that, and this is where I address not just women but people in general.
Uh-huh.
People's actions speak louder than their words. It's like
Yeah.
when people do things that are contrary to what you thought they were, or when people do things that disrespect you or whatever, take that for exactly what it is. Don't ask too many
Yeah.
questions. That behavior is a direct reflection of
Of
how
who
those
they are.
people, yeah, of who they are or how they feel about you. It may be
Yeah.
true, it may not be true, but the point is izenzo go far further than any words. Like, and I think it
Yeah.
also goes without saying when it comes to body language. It's like, take people's actions as higher than their words. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have any real specific examples, but all I just want to hit home is that please just be cognizant in your social interactions.
Yeah.
Be aware that people are people at the end of the day. These are not angels, these are not demons, these are people who will do whatever they want to do for as long as it's within their interests. Take
Let
from
me
that
add
what
on
you
to
will.
that.
Mm.
Yeah, take from that. Just finish your sentence, bro.
No, I'm done.
No, I didn't hear you properly. Like, what did you say?
Oh no, I was saying, don't like think of people as really good and evil. Just understand that people will act according to their interests. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes those interests can sort of make you feel like you were either betrayed or whatever. But
Yeah.
if you walk into interactions with that mindset of people will do you dirty if it's in their interest, or people will do
Yeah.
good by you if it's in their interest, that's just how people work. And no one can afford to walk through life without that understanding.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Just to add on to that, what you said. Trust trust someone to be who they'll be, dog. Like,
Hmm.
trust the snake to bite you, trust the liar to lie to you, trust the
Hmm.
cheater to cheat on you. And like you said, man, just pay attention to the signs because yeah, what I've learned about people and also women in particular is that, hey, bro, if she likes you, she likes you. She won't play no games with you. And
Mm.
if you're straight up with her, she'll be straight up with you and she'll follow you lead. And there's really nothing else I can add to that particular topic because I feel like you've covered it beautifully. But honestly, when it comes to people, dog, hey, what can I say about people, man? There's a reason I'm not as social as I used to be because as you grow up, man, you realize who was really with you and for you from
Mm.
the start, and who was only there for you when it was beneficial for them. And
Mm.
also another thing I've learned about people, particularly when it comes to conflicts, is that you know people start acting funny when you give them a taste of their own medicine, bro. You know, if you,
Mm.
yeah, like if you know someone as being passive aggressive, they'll be passive aggressive with you, and then when you dish that back to them, they start acting weird on some. They start acting like the victim, and you should never fall for that, bro. You know.
Mm.
And I think another thing I've learned about people is that, yeah, just I think I said this to you last night. Like, just never be afraid to walk away. Never be
Mm.
afraid to walk away. The minute you sense constant disrespect
Mm.
or your effort and energy isn't reciprocated in the same manner as you would like it
Mm.
to be, then you can let it go. And also, another thing I've decided, bro, this year, which is starting to work effectively on me, is that like I used to be the friend, right, who's always checking up on guys, making sure the
Mm,
communication is constant. Doesn't necessarily mean that we have to talk every day or whatnot, but bro, I decided like if you don't hit me up, I won't hit you up, you know?
mm,
And that's what it is. Because it's like you do it out of the genuineness of your own heart, right? Or the kindness of your own heart, just to check up on someone when you think about them. But
mm,
then you realize that, oh, okay, people get used to the fact that you're always the one initiating contact.
mm,
So pulling yourself back makes them take you less for granted. And you'll find in some situations people end up reaching out because they start wondering, okay, why isn't this person hitting me up anymore? So
mm,
you can't give people too much of yourself, you know? You can't pour pour into people's empty cups when you're not receiving anything. So
mm,
I think that's the biggest takeaway I've learned from people. And that
mm,
comes with friendships, relationships, and everything in between, dog. So
mm.
yeah, I think
Family
that was
even.
yeah, everyone, bro.
Everyone.
Everyone. It applies to everyone. And I think also when it comes to yeah, it also comes to like lessons that I took away from the pod and the people who genuinely supported the pod and
Mm,
the people who are only waiting for the pod to get to a certain level before they start supporting it and start popping out on some, hey, I've been watching you guys from the start. You know that thing Tool said?
yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, that shit, bro. So that's what I've learned about people, bro. And I've decided, like, I've also learned not to take that personally. And
Yeah.
I think through starting the pod and through the consistency we've built over time and just
Mm,
the growth we've both experienced, I don't really pay attention to the metrics like that anymore. I appreciate the numbers for
mm,
what they are, but then I keep moving forward. How do you feel
mm.
about that?
Nah, bro, I appreciate the struggle. In the beginning, I
Mm,
won't lie. I Because I was still new to this, I felt like I was like, yo, okay, where are the numbers? Like, why aren't we doing? Now I'm like, you know what? We're doing everything we can. We're doing everything we
mhm,
want to do. We're doing everything we need to do. I'm not gonna sweat about who's on the bandwagon now, who's listening. All I care
uh,
about is, are we putting out our most authentic, ideas, or are we
yeah,
are we speaking to people who we can learn from and that other people can learn from
mm,
in many different ways? And also, I just care about being genuine with this. I'm not
yeah,
we're not in this for like, we're not here to talk about other people. We're not here to talk about or whatever the hell the term is. We're
yeah,
just
bro. The real
here to,
composer.
like, we- we- fuck, what a throwback. No, but I mean, like, we're
Yeah, I
just we're just
get you.
we're just yeah, we're just here to chop it up on a genuine basis. We're just two random
Yeah,
dudes,
bro.
bro. We're just two everyday guys. We're not claiming to be whoever. We're just here to create
Yeah,
our own little corner that we want to build into something bigger that's substantial. It's
yeah,
okay that,
man.
that we're struggling for now. It's okay. We welcome it. We welcome it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
man. We're building our community, and this is something I've said from the start, bro. Like, the community we're building isn't necessarily who we think is the demographic who will naturally
Mm,
gravitate towards it. Like, you'll be surprised because, dog, look at the market. Like, this podcast is relatable not only to South Africans, man. We have dribs and we have bits and pieces of pods where we have people in the US listening, the UK, people as far out as South Korea. Man, we even
mm,
have a footprint some way somehow in Nigeria. Like who would have thought, bro?
mm.
You know?
Who would have
So
thought?
who would have thought, bro? And it comes from that statement you said of Nigerian attitude.
Fuck, I knew you were gonna go there. I fucking knew
And
you were gonna go there.
it's not like you said anything xenophobic, bro. It was just like,
Nah, nah,
yo,
nah. I was
you
complimenting.
you
I was like,
you
yo,
were
I
bigging
respect
them
the
up.
hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
Yeah. You were bigging them up. So That's what I like, bro. And we have such a diverse community, and even the guests we invited,
Mm,
even though we already had relationships with these people, like people were really honored, if I can put it that way, to
mm,
jump on the pod and spend time with us and give their game. But everyone who jumped on, dog, was pretty enthusiastic to hop on, and they genuinely have respect for what we do. And these are people we also
mm.
admire. So
Yes.
it just shows you that okay, we're definitely doing something right, and our direction is definitely where we wanted to go. And the
Mm,
lessons we've learned and experiences we've picked up along the way are so invaluable, bro, that who knows, 5 years from now, bro, we'll probably have our own production company. This thing would have expanded to something else, and we could employ we could employ some people, just do our bit in being positive agents of change, man, in society. So
mm,
like we just never know, bro. And as long as we keep talking, like you said, people still have that sense of authenticity whenever they listen to us, then hey, bro, there's no
mm,
limits to where we can take this. And like I said, man, just the certain demographic that we're attracting in this from this pod are people who relate to us, but also vice versa. And they're not your you know, typical person from society. I'm just imagining they're people who think like us, who also have their quirks and eccentricities. And
mm.
yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I really appreciate because you brought up the point about the different guests we've
Hmm.
had so far. I really appreciate that each and every guest we've had so far, even though these are people we have prior relationships with,
Hmm.
everyone took it seriously. Not like in the
Yeah.
sense of like, okay, too serious, but I mean everyone came with a genuine seriousness that they brought, like whether it was
Yeah.
their expertise or whatever, but everyone came with a genuine appreciation for us, which it's validating because it's like we starting out, we don't know um if we're
Yeah.
doing right or wrong, or if this sucks or if it doesn't. All we have is the
Yeah.
validation from people who are more professional than us at this,
Hmm.
and one of the most humbling guests to date, in my opinions, has got to be Tools, because Tools
Yeah.
came on and truly showed a sense of appreciation, but he was also genuine and he kept it very professional. And I
Yeah.
remember saying this to you. It was probably the most not nerve-wracking, but I mean, it was the closest thing to nervous that I've felt with a guest, because
Mm.
Utools is directly in the industry. He's a serious
Yeah.
business person. He's someone to be taken seriously, but he's also a real human being. He brings a lot of
Yeah.
character and personality. But I really appreciated that he didn't come on here like it was an obligation. He
Mm.
came on here because he appreciates the platform and he sees the vision of what
Yeah.
we're doing. So
Yeah.
I appreciate each and every guest so far, bro, and I appreciate that they came on here with respect. That's the
Yeah.
one thing for me where I was like, okay, we're doing something right,
Yeah. And speaking about tools, bro, like how infectious is that guy's energy, dog?
right?
Bro.
And he's hella relatable. A lot of the stuff that he touched
Hella,
on,
bro.
yeah, a lot of the stuff he
Yeah.
touched on that episode, bro. I was like, yo, I you took the words right out of my mouth. Like he's like,
Yeah.
and I love that he's not afraid to go straight to the jugular with certain things and be like, yo, what's up? Like why do people do A, B, and C? But yeah, man,
Yeah.
I
I
just
don't
really
get it.
appreciate that people respect it. Like, yeah, I don't get it. Yo, Markello, I don't get it.
Yo,
It's like,
bro, that Makeno lives rent free in my
yeah.
head, bro. Yeah.
You,
I
you
just
could you
laugh
could
all
tell
the
that it
time
came
whenever I
from a
think
real
about.
place because Nye,
Mhm.
he comes from where we come from. He started something from
Exactly.
nothing, Nye.
Exactly, bro. And just seeing where he is, and like you said, bro, he's such a well-established figure in the
Mm,
industry, and he has such a broad audience. This guy is a certified broadcaster in the game, and
mm,
just the fact that he was willing to just kick it with us for the amount of time that he had and just give real game to us and just
mm.
be willing to talk to us on a genuine level, right?
Yeah.
So that's something
Shout
I
out, man.
appreciate as well. Shout out to Tools, man.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to Veg as
Tools.
well.
Yeah, bro. All of them.
Veg
Shout
is
out to
another,
Veg. Shout out to
yeah.
Tools. Shout out to Kelly and Sheldon. Everybody,
Sheldon,
bro.
Luvo as well, bro.
Musa, Luvo. Yeah.
Musa, yeah, bro.
Shout out,
So
guys.
shout out, man. There's a lot of lessons we learned, and because I was listening to episode 5, like the one with Kelly, I think 2-3 days ago. I told you, I was like, yo,
Mm,
this was actually pretty dope, bro. Like, there's actually quite a bit that you can go back to in that episode, whenever you
mm,
feel like, okay, my mental health isn't all the way where it needs to be, or you just want to reflect on a few things on a personal level. There's
mm,
there's always like some nice gems you can pick up there. And which else? Like also like episode 10 with Luvo, dog. I was listening to that shit two nights back, bro, and I'm like, yo, I don't understand why people slept on this episode first and foremost, right? But not that should be a real concern at this point. But I'm like, yo, maybe it was because of the topic we were discussing and the fact that we really went into the technical side on a real high level that
mm,
it intimidated a few people. But if you listen to that shit and you're someone who enjoys that type of conversation, like there's a lot you could pick up from there. Even Musa's episode, with
mm,
entrepreneurship, like we approached that one and had a full gamut, of a conversation. We not only talked about entrepreneurship, we talked about AI, we talked about politics with Trump and
mm.
Elon Musk, Floyd Denaye, his visit in Pushiri, which is still some wild shit. But yeah, man, like all the
Yeah.
guests we had, bro, have been phenomenal. So
Phenomenal, man. I
hey,
appreciate
man,
and I would like us to sort of bring so I would like to have everyone back at some point, but
yeah,
of course
definitely.
there's a lot of other things we want to talk about, but I would really,
Mhm.
really appreciate it if we could have a number of our past guests back on the pod.
Yeah, bro. Nah, they're gonna come back, bro. They're gonna come back. It's like when you see, I don't know if you listen to Joe Rogan that much, but you see like Kevin Hart is always there like from time to time. Elon Musk
Mm,
is always there from time to time. Jordan Peterson is always there from time to time. Some of his close homies as well, like Joey Diaz, if that's his name.
mm. Yeah, yeah,
If I
yeah.
butchered,
Sure.
yeah. If that, yeah, he's always there from time to time. So it's gonna get to that point, particularly in 2026, bro, because we didn't have enough time with Tools. Or Veg also like put his hand up as to whenever we need a guest, like he's always happy to reach out. So yeah, bro, like
Mm,
niggas are gonna pull through, man. We also have like one or two exciting guests that we have in the pipeline. So there's just a lot to look forward to, man, in 2026. And
mhm,
you know what? Let's just get into let's just zoom out a bit, and
mm,
let's go to the culture, like globally and locally. Like,
mm,
I know what I wanted to say, or which one stood out for me the most, but there's also another event that really stood out to me. So I'd like, will you please allow me to just talk about this? Because I know you're gonna enjoy it too.
Now go ahead.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, first and foremost, bro, what stood out for me in 2025, dog? Kendrick Lamar winning 5 Grammys off a diss track.
I did not expect that.
That's some shit I've never seen before, bro.
Yeah,
A diss track winning Grammys, bro. Not just a Grammy, 5 Grammys, dog. Why you vibing
uh,
on?
but how do
Oh
you
my
feel about
god.
that diss track? I mean, it was clearly iconic, but it's like, was it Grammy worthy? Like, we just like out here
Nah,
giving
nah,
Grammys?
nah, dog. Nah, 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 nah. Not like us. Not like us was that song, bro. I'll tell you why.
Uh,
Because of the moment, right? Because there's a lot of things
yeah, yeah.
people don't understand about that beef, like the
Mm,
implications of that beef. So when just to give a bit of context, like we all know that okay, this beef started like in 2013 with the whole Control verse. So
mm-hmm,
it's when Drake dropped his album in 2023 for All the Dogs. So there's the song First Person Shooter with J. Cole where they're going back and forth about, okay, yeah, we the big three. Yeah, we
Yeah.
the big three, but I'm the GOAT. And like Cole also says like, we the big three, like we started the league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. And
Mm,
interestingly enough, it seems like Drake had reached out to Kendrick originally, to also feature on that song.
mm.
So that whole big three narrative could be expanded, could be a real moment in time for hip hop, like, okay, these
Yeah.
guys have been labeled the big three for as long as they've been in the game, and
Mm,
now this is a chance for all three of them to really settle that. And Kendrick turned
yeah.
that down, bro, because they don't fuck with each other, him and Drake,
No,
right?
Kendrick was like, nah, it's just big me von dim that.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
getting to
what are
that.
y'all?
I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
I'm getting to that. So that came out, and if you listen to the song, there's a lot of sneak dissing going on there to Kendrick, particularly from Drake's side.
Mm,
And Cole took collateral damage because he featured on that. And that's when Kendrick featured on Future's album, the song. Oh, so Future's album, We Don't Trust You with Metro Boomin, but the
yeah.
particular song like that. And I was like, nah, bruh. Like, fuck all the sneak dissing. Like, fuck,
Mm,
motherfuck the big three, bitch. It's just big me. And that's when and that's when shit popped off. And then
yeah.
Drake responded with push-ups, and then Kendrick responded with Euphoria, which was Euphoria was bro.
Mm.
Predicted how the beef would go on, and then Drake responded with Family Matters, and then it went real dark when Kendrick dropped Meet the
Oh,
Grams in 616. Yeah,
yo, Meet the Grams was
yeah,
cold. Oh my god.
cold, bro. Like
Oh,
how you gonna like rap about a nigga's family, but say that talk to his mom and say, sit down, I wish your son would die. Like, I will
yeah.
cheat.
Psychoanalyzer von dim. Yeah.
Psychoanalyzer, dog. Like, yeah, bro.
Mm,
That nigga spoke directly to his soul, dog.
mm,
Like, this is who you are. This is your character. This is how fucked up you are. And
mm,
at this point, it's not even about the beef, bro. You're at war with yourself. You're a fucked up individual. I was like,
bruh.
damn, bro.
Like the levels of
So
psychoanalysis were crazy.
bro. Can I tell you what Meet the Grams sounds like to me?
Mm.
Remember when Pusha T dropped the story of Adidon?
Yo.
It sounds like part two. That's part two. Meet the
Yeah.
Grams. Yeah,
Yeah.
Meet the Grams is part two. But to getting back to Not Like Us, right? So yeah, he dropped 616 in LA, and then Drake drops Family Matters, and then Kendrick drops Meet the Grams, and then like
Mm,
days later to finish Drake. Like Meet the Grams is like, to put it in basketball terms, it's like when you're in a playoff series, right? The playoff series is usually a series of 7 games. So
mm,
let's say the series is now at 3-2. So Kendrick is winning three. Kendrick has 3 games, has won 3 games, and Drake has won 2. So
mm,
you so a playoff series is usually, it means that you need to win 4 games to win the series. So the series is at 3-2, and then Not Like Us is that final game 6 song that says like, I've killed this nigga. Like, this is the celebration, right?
mm,
So that's what made it the moment it was, and that's West Coast sound, bro. Mustard on the beat, ho, boom, 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 like,
mm.
bro, you know.
Yeah.
So it was
Mm,
the moment which that song defined in the culture, and the title itself, Not Like Us, it's 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 a call to band together, like everyone who's for the culture against all the culture vultures. Like, he's painting a picture like, I'm the culture, like I'm what the culture is feeling. You're just a
mm,
phony nigga who's trying to profit from the culture. You're a culture vulture, and
mm,
this is a song for everyone to let everyone know that this guy and what he represents and everyone else who fucks with him is not like us, because we are what hip hop is. We will represent what the essence of hip hop is supposed to be. So that's what
mm.
that is about, bro. So Yeah, bro. So that nigga winning 5 Grammys from that song was yeah, it's
Yeah, never been seen before.
never been seen before, bro. So yeah, that's
Nah,
why to
100%.
me that was such a moment. I don't know what's your take on that.
Mm. No, I agree. It's just the fact that 5 Grammys for a diss track is we've never seen
Diss
something like
track,
that
bro.
before. And for me personally, I felt like it started getting overplayed way too much, the song
Mm,
itself, because diss tracks are since the dawn of like when we started seeing the culture of diss tracks, it was never really a thing where it's like you play the same diss track
you
all year
commercialize it,
round. Yeah,
yeah.
you commercialize it. It's on the radio, it's on TV, it's
Mm,
on YouTube. It's like you rob the song of its essence when you commercialize it too much. But you hit
yeah.
a lot on the head there when you said that when you spoke about how Kendrick really demolished Drake and he sort of solidified himself as like the culture or as like the spokesperson or as the
For
person
the
who
culture,
represents
yeah.
the culture. And he
Yeah.
made a lot of points about how Drake was this vulture in the sense that he comes from this dichotomy of identity of being half Jewish, half
Mm-hmm.
black, stepping one toe in when it's convenient and stepping out when it's not,
Mm-hmm.
um, taking certain aspects of the culture and using them for his benefit and then stepping out when it's not beneficial. So it was a very thorough like dismantling. I've never seen
Yeah.
someone get dismantled that thoroughly before. That on that front it was impressive. Seriously
It
impressive.
was impressive. And can I just add to what you said about the commercialization of diss tracks?
Mm,
Ironically, who started that? It was Drake
mm,
when he dissed Meek Mill with Back to Back. He made he made diss tracks like popular. Like he made it like uh he made it like cool, if I can, for lack of a better word, or he made it he enabled diss tracks to be poppy, you know, to craft a
mm,
diss track like it's a hit song. Because Back to Back sounds like a hit song, like a song you can play in the club. Because he would perform it at concerts, people would sing along. There'd be that one line everyone would say back to him, like, "Is that a world tour or your girl tour?" You know. So
mm,
ironically, he's to blame for that. And Kendrick just took that formula and ran with it, bro. So you can't really blame him.
mm. Yeah.
So
No, I feel you.
that's yeah, man. That's why that moment stood out for me, because it's just like the implications and the long term consequences of that beef in particular. Because now Kendrick is undisputedly the goat, like, of this generation. Like there's just no like debating that now, you know. And the
Mm,
fact that he also, like, because of that beef, what you call this, he also performed the halftime show at the Super Bowl, which is another crazy performance, bro. Oh my god. Like, if you I would recommend you watch that, bro. Like, if you thought he killed Drake with the diss track, go and watch that his performance. And
mm,
then, so yeah, that's why that stood out to me. But is there anything else that stood out to you from the culture?
mm. Well, recently there are a number of things. I mean, there's more recently there's so let's start with the positives first. So
Hmm.
there's the whole I Show Speed thing where I Show
Yeah.
Speed came to the country. There's the
God.
Diddy documentary. But let's
Oh
start with I
my.
Show. Let's start with I Show Speed, bro. Like, what is your
Yeah.
take based on everything you saw? I need to hear what you think first.
Hey, man. Okay, you know what? Let me just talk about iShow Speed. Like, I don't really follow streamers per se, but I
Yeah.
recognize iShow Speed for who he is, right? Like, I commend his hustle. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of iShow Speed, but like, he's one of one, bro. You know, and
Mm,
he has such a unique he has such a unique personality, and he's a guy who's just making money strictly from his passion. And he has such a
mm,
large following because, like, people like what he does. And he just speaks of, he's just an example of where the culture is right now. And
mm.
I mean, this guy chills with Ronaldo, the FIFA president, Khabib. Like, he's a mega
Yeah.
star, bro. And so him coming to South Africa like was good for our tourism and just his African tour in general. But yeah, man, like Hans, your man crush Mondays need to calm the fuck down, man. Like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Yeah,
Bros were
nah.
acting like such groupies. It was
Groupies,
very,
bro.
very like revealing, you know, how so
Yeah,
many
bro.
of these local influencers turned into complete like groupie
Yeah,
hoes. Like
groupies, bro.
it's
Groupies, bro. Like 15-year-old girls saying, "Oh,
like
Justin Bieber, dog." Yo,
US, bro. A lot of these guys are older than Speed. Speed is like 21, 22. I don't even follow Speed, but
bro.
I just know he's very young. And the fact that so
Yeah.
many of these bros just like fell over themselves, like trying to get some content with Speed.
Oh my God.
Banachep, this other guy who apparently waited for him in the club, he set up a PS5, wanted to.
Hey, let's not mention names, but I know who you're talking about. Hey, Audala. Hi,
Yeah,
Lechepo.
I
How are
dog.
you, first and foremost, how are you bringing a PS5 to the club
We
and
saw it.
wanting to
We
play a
saw.
PS5 with another nigga? Hey, Kapidi. Come on, bro.
Yeah, nah,
Come
bro.
on, bro.
Yeah, when Speed came here, it really exposed a lot, bro. It exposed just
Yeah.
how hungry and how thirsty for clout our local influencers are. And I don't
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't
These
knock
niggas is
people's
weird,
hustle.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't knock people for wanting to work with people that they look up to. I get it. Ne?
Mm,
But like there's a way to do it, you know? Don't come
dog.
off so desperate, and if you're gonna want to meet this guy, at least come with a plan. Bring something fresh that
Mm,
he will want to do with you in the country that he's not used to doing. A lot of these cats
yeah.
just wanted to hover around him and be like, yo, check out my
Yeah,
t-shirt.
bro.
And it's like, can you guys relax? Like, can you
Bro.
calm down, bro?
Can
Yo.
I tell you what moment was funny for me, bro?
Mm,
Like, I don't know where they were. Like, they were at a spot, ne? And
mm,
then one of the guys is showing off, like, is making him taste like some of the cuisines, and the other
mm.
one's showing his t-shirt. And then there's this other guy who was like, "Hey, what's the score, piece speech, oh?" And I'm like, "Hey, bro, how do you expect him?
I remember.
Bro, how do
What's
you expect this
what's
nigga
the
to hear what
cause?
you're saying?
What's the goal? Yo,
What's the
bro.
score, speech?
And, and dog, the funniest part is the fact that Speed completely mised this bro. Because he's like, Utini,
Dog,
what are you saying? Like,
like,
who are you?
no, but like, what, like, from Speed's perspective, like, do you think he even heard if that he was referring to him, bro?
No. That's the thing, Kaloku.
Exactly,
Speed
bro.
speed doesn't well, this is why I say it's all about the approach. Speed is surrounded by dozens, if not hundreds, of people at a time. You are just another
Mm-hmm.
person in that situation. What are you gonna do to get his attention that is fresh or that is actually enticing? Something he hasn't done before. Did you notice that Speed he seemed the most like he was having the most fun when he was going to resorts and talking to Abante Kasi and everyday
Yeah,
people and people who have talent or
yeah,
who had so he was having the most fun with those people. Whenever he was around the influencers, he looked like he was like, when can I get out of here? Like,
bro.
that's it was very
Mm-hmm.
interesting to observe that difference.
Yeah, because with what you're saying, dog, I had something that I wanted to say. Oh, what I wanted to say is that, dude, Speed is this mega celebrity, bro, global mega celebrity. How often do you think he has people who are influencers, dog, who are
Mm,
just like the influencers in our country, who pull up on him like that, asking for favors or wanting
bro,
to get a clip from him? So
dude.
obviously, bro, he's gonna be put off by that type
Mm,
of behavior, especially from influencers, mega influencers in the country, right? Who
mm,
he could he probably thought that, oh, he could possibly work with these guys someday. Maybe there's one or two that he could put on. And now,
mm,
if every influencer now is pulling up on you on some groupie type shit, like, you're gonna be put
mm-hmm,
off, dog. So
mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, that shit was like, yeah, it was disgusting to
It was
watch, to say the
disgusting.
least, bro. I won't lie, bro. I won't lie. I was like, I felt for him, dog. I
I
felt
can
for
sense
him.
the
I really
disgust
did.
from you.
Yo, dog. Yo. And this is not to knock any influencers, bro, but come on,
Come
gents. Let's
on.
like know your worth, bro.
Composure, gents.
And can I tell you another thing that was like I found weird, bro? These guys didn't care that they were being quote unquote humbled or checked by speed. Those guys used those moments where they were humbled to 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 gain clout from that, because I saw a couple
Yeah.
reactions from these guys who were like, "Oh no, speed humbled me, guys, and it was so yeah." And I'm like, "You hoe ass nigga,
Oh
like
my
what
god.
the fuck, bro?"
Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
there's no such thing as bad clout to a lot of people. That's the problem. People are
yeah.
willing
Attention
to
is
get
attention,
famous.
bro.
Yeah. It's currency. People are willing to be famous over anything. It's that old saying of
Dog.
there's no such thing as bad publicity. It's anything that
Yeah.
can get your name out there alongside a bigger name than yours is a positive to
Mhm.
a lot of these people. That's their mindset.
Yeah, bro. Like for real. That
It's
was quite a good segment, I won't
disgust,
lie. You're not, dog. Yo. Nah, I'm genuinely disgusted, disappointed, and all the above, bro. Yo,
bro.
cause like these are
I was
grown ass
cringe to
men doing
watch,
this,
bro.
bro.
Grown ass
Madoda
men, bro.
madala. Madoda
Sungechango
madala.
abanye babo. Yeah, some of them are
Nolungile.
dead, bro.
Dog. Dog. Yo.
Yeah,
Nah, stay
no.
away from these streets, bro. Streets is
Yeah,
done, bro.
man. Honestly.
Streets is done. But yeah, bro, moving along from from Speed. But shout out to
Mhm.
Speed, man. Thanks
Nah,
for
shout
showing
out
South
to him.
Africa in a good light, bro. Shout out to Speed.
Mhm.
You know? Yeah, another thing that stood out to me, bro, like on the culture, and yeah, bro, yeah, I'm still angry, conflicted. The whole Diddy
Mm.
documentary, bro, and how this thing played out, bro. Like, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
it's
remember us
real.
it's real. I remember we talked about it in our first episode, but the documentary, the way it came, like the documentary came out, and everything that just was revealed about him was so shocking, dude.
Mm.
Yeah, like
Suddenly a
did
lot of
you
things made sense.
exactly, bro? A lot of like behaviors we overlooked or were oblivious to suddenly came back and clicked as to, oh, this is what the
Mhm.
fuck this nigga was doing. Like, yo, bro. And can I tell you, like, everything that was said about Diddy in that documentary, right? Like, the people in particular who were being interviewed, like, what stood out to me in that documentary is like everyone except for Tupac's cousin shed tears talking about how much Diddy ruined their life at one point or another. Each and
Mm.
every single one. I'm talking about woman or and man, bro. Each and every
Mm.
one, like, at some point shed tears crying while they were talking about how messed up of a human being Diddy is, bro.
Mm.
And it was just such a shame. It was just such a shame to see like such an iconic figure in the culture, bro. Like a generational iconic figure in the culture. Like everything about him tumbling down in such a manner.
Mm.
So yeah, without giving away too many spoilers about the documentary for those who haven't watched it, I would thoroughly recommend you watch it. But yeah, it's dark, bro. It left me very upset as to like this guy's whole MO has been a lie this entire time.
Mm.
I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, for me, bro, like it's because we grew up, like, it depends what generation you're part of, but me being a
Hmm.
millennial, and I basically grew up on Diddy being a part of entertainment for a very long time, from
Exactly.
the late
As
90s
as
all
long
the
as
way.
you've lived, bro.
Yeah,
Up to
so
now.
but yeah, but in retrospect, when I look back at his antics and in his behavior in music videos and the things he would say, he was
Mm.
never hiding, you know? He was
Yeah.
never really hiding. It's just that we perceived it as like, oh, maybe he's just this larger than life personality. He likes to
Yeah,
party, he likes women.
flamboyant. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't think too deep into it. Only for us
Mm.
to now, once all of the stuff comes out, we're like, wait, man, bro was always moving weird from day one.
Yeah,
Like
bro.
everything from the way he behaved in music videos, him licking his lips and at certain
Oh my
people, and like
god.
the
Shit.
comments he would make. There's even that I can't remember who the basketball player was, but there's that viral video of him sort of like being on the court, right? And
Mm-hmm.
there's a basketball player who has to sort of jump over his head and make the shot, right? So
Oh my
Diddy,
god.
as this dude is like sort of arching over him and sort of jumping over Diddy's head, there's literally slow mo imagery of Diddy going on his tippy toes to get closer to the guy's crotch as he's
Oh my
suspended in the air,
god, bro.
and Diddy's biting his lip the entire time. So that's what I mean
Jesus
when I say
Christ.
he's he's been like
This nigga's
this. It's
been
just that
fruity. Yeah.
yeah, he's been like this. It's just that now, only now, he's actually getting investigated and he's actually getting charged, for all the weird,
Yeah.
degenerate behavior. So yeah, man, Diddy's a real life supervillain. Also, remember when he dressed up as the Joker? That was the biggest red flag for me. Remember when he
Really?
dressed up for Halloween? Yeah, I think a few years back, he dressed up
Yeah,
as
I
Heath
can't
Ledger's
remember
Joker.
this.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, he went around New York dressed up as Heath Ledger's Joker, actually like embodying the persona and like talking like the Joker and laughing. He looked absolutely crazy, bro. And now that
Mm.
all of this stuff comes out, now I'm like, no, man. So that's who he really is. He's this guy who just
Yeah.
he sees people as props and as tools for his own pleasure. That's all he sees
Yeah.
people as. It's
But can
crazy.
I tell you with what you said? Yeah, crazy, dog. With what you said about him not hiding things. It's because, bro, like this guy had so much power,
Uh-huh.
and from an early time, he got away with so much. Like it got to a point where he didn't really need to hide who he is and
Mm,
the things he got up to. It was always just looked up, looked away from, like
mm,
from people in the industry. So there was no need for him to act like someone he's not when he's got so much power, so much influence, and at a stage he was basically untouchable. So
yeah.
it just revealed a lot. And shout out to 50 Cent, man. 50 Cent had been calling this nigga out for years, bro, and people kept quiet. So this
Mm,
documentary was a great revelation as to, yeah, bro, like it doesn't matter how big and how powerful you may be, bro. Karma
mm.
always catches up to you, you know,
Yeah,
and
man.
there's still a lot that's going to be revealed. And
Mm,
yeah, I don't think he's coming back from this, bro. Like his reputation is fucked. And
nah, not a
another
chance.
thing, another thing that was said is that he was not necessarily worried about going to jail, né? If you watch the documentary and the footage like
Mm,
they took of him, he was more worried about his reputation and not being able to be Diddy anymore after this, you know,
mm,
after this trial and everything. Because there's no
mm.
coming back from that, bro. Like everything's been revealed. Like this is who you are, and you're a shitty
Yeah.
person, and you've ruined so many people's lives, and there's just no coming back from that, bro.
Mm,
So yeah, bro, that stood out to me in the culture. But also, should we stay in the culture? Because I won't
what?
lie, bro.
Well,
There's not many positive things that happened this year, which I mean in 2025 when it comes to the culture, because there was a lot more dark than light, you know. And I'd
yeah,
like us
it really seemed that way.
yeah, bro, because locally, man, we saw the death of a very yeah, one of the shining lights of this country, man, and in the entertainment industry, and also yeah, just the entertainment industry overall, man. The death of DJ Warras, the untimely death of DJ Warras,
Mm,
which rocked the entire nation, man. And just the way he went out was so senseless, so sad. And I remember when I got the you told me, because I was chilling, it was like probably like 9, 10 p.m. in the
mm,
evening, and I'm just randomly watching YouTube, and I saw a text from me that DJ Waters passed away, and I was like, Aibo, what the fuck? And then yeah, bro. So What did that mean for you, dog? Because I know you've always admired Warras, and he's always been like a positive figure for you.
Yeah, bro. Rest in peace to Warwick, bro. What else, bro? Like the thing is,
Hmm.
he he was one of a rare breed of South African personalities who was so real. He was never
Mm.
afraid to be honest, and honest in ways that most people, or let me not say most people, but most public figures in this country don't have the balls to be. You know,
Yeah.
what else had a lot of he had a lot of original thoughts. He had a lot of interesting perspectives, whether it's on politics, whether it's on economics or the culture. What has
Hmm.
always you could tell he was never really pandering to anyone.
Yeah.
What else was always just speaking from his perspective, from his thorough understanding. And one thing you could tell about him is that Warras was a shining example of a South African who loved being South African, and he loves the
Yeah.
country, and he was willing to fight for it. And it saddens me that we keep losing the best of us. It feels like
Bro.
it feels like there are so few of those, but they keep getting. I don't know. It feels like they either die prematurely, or they just don't get their time in the sun. But one thing that really struck me about Waras's death is that the fact that he was murdered, number one, is what
Mm.
shook me the most. And number
Mm.
two is the fact that this
Uh,
was a dedicated family man, bro. Never mind that.
yeah.
Let's not even go there. Let's talk about it from his service to the country. Waras was killed
Mm.
doing what the government should have been doing. What else was his
Bro.
his his business is he was basically in the business of clearing out certain
Hijack
properties that,
buildings.
yeah,
Yeah.
like buildings that had been invaded by either foreign nationals or by local people, and getting property back to people who own the property. And that's
Yeah.
that's basic rule of law. If you're not protecting people's property rights, what good are you as a government? And Waras was doing that. He was putting his neck out for the country,
Mm.
and they killed him for it.
They
So I
killed
think
him.
it would,
Yeah.
and I think it would be a disservice for us to forget that man, bro, because I watched a number of his conversations with Penwell. I don't watch Penwell a lot, but whenever Wallace is on, I
Hmm.
always watch. I always pay attention
Yeah.
because Wallace genuinely seemed like a real person with real opinions, and he didn't care if you didn't like his opinion. That's what I liked the most about him.
Yeah.
Whether he was right or wrong, he did
Authentic
not
dude.
care.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was authentic. So rest in peace to him, man. I don't know if we'll ever see another like him, bro. Honestly, I'm not even. I'm being
Yeah.
serious with that.
And it just speaks to this entire phenomenon of celebrities, bro, just getting killed senselessly because
Mm.
it's DJ Warras, it's AKA, it's
Ah,
DJ City Lights, who is Pro Kid's younger
mm,
brother, rest in peace, DJ Somebody, and
yeah,
all the other DJs and celebrities who were either getting extorted or killed. Like it's just
mm,
yeah, it's senseless, bro, like I say, and it's so tragic because someone like Warras, bro, like you said, was putting his neck out, serving the country. I mean, I
mm.
think that was his dad's business, which he inherited. And
Yes.
like you said, he was someone who didn't care what people thought. And it was also like just brave of him to take part in that kind of business because being
Mm,
in trading in something like defense, security isn't easy because you're tackling crime head on. You're preventing crime, you
mhm.
know?
And guess who's
And
involved in that?
let's not even go there, bro. So let's
Exactly.
not even go there. So like what I'm saying is that you're facing criminals head on, bro. You're you're
Mm,
preventing criminals from making money. And that's obviously gonna upset a lot of people, bro. And that's also gonna come with a lot of like consequences, negative consequences, death threats and the like. So
mm,
for him to even go out like that, bro, he went out in duty, like a policeman who got killed in
mm,
like a policeman who got killed in a gunfight, like in a bank robbery sort of thing. So
mm. The line of
yeah,
duty.
hence yeah, in the line of duty, bro. So hence when you told me the news, bro, I had to like cook up a poster quickly just to pay tribute, like on behalf of the podcast is to say, hey, bro, we feel what the rest of the country is feeling, and to his family, we're so sorry, and we're with you. You know, like this is just a little we can do
Mm,
from our side, just to remember him. And so that was really, really sad. But it just speaks to the state of this country, man. The state of lawlessness
mm.
in this country. Because if it's not our celebrities getting killed, it's women, it's GBV, it's a lot, bro.
Ugh.
It's a lot, dog.
Yeah,
Because
man.
we even
It's
saw. Mhm.
no, I was just gonna say, like, just my last point on what but it, that the fact that he died the way that he did, you know, it for
Yeah.
me is it's so disappointing because I really looked up to that guy, man. Like,
Mm.
especially in this country, because sometimes I feel like we are a country that, as diverse as we are, we're not as politically diverse as we should be. You know,
We
it really
should
feels
be,
like
bro.
you fall. Yeah, it really feels like you either fall under one side of the aisle or the other. Anyone in between is kind of not really entertained, or Warras was one of those people where I genuinely felt like he always had original thought, original perspective. So
Yeah.
rest in peace to him, man.
Yeah, bro. Rest in peace. And it's so weird with what you're saying, bro, because you think Nyani would have such a politically diverse society just based off the rich
Mm,
political history this country has, bro. And the fact that
mm,
us as millennials, particularly born frees 1994 onwards, bro, like we
mm,
recognize how profound of a transition that period was for our country and which where we are today. And you'd think we'd appreciate that more by being more politically conscious, if not politically active. And
mm.
it's just not happening, bro.
Open.
And we've talked about this
Hmm.
in episode 8. You know, we're so apathetic to just the state of the nation and how we just don't care about the politics of this country. And frankly, I don't blame anyone for
Mm,
that, bro. Like this country doesn't give
mm.
you much hope when it comes to that. So like I just wanted
We
to
can't
delve
quit.
on we can't quit, bro. And I just wanted to go on because now I see that we're moving on to like this thread. And like I was saying, man, if it's not celebrities getting killed, it's ordinary women getting killed, bro. Like the main highlight was Olorato getting tragically murdered by in a very, very like upsetting manner, bro. Ndano Abandu was going on a date and she never came home. And it just like I said, man, the state of lawlessness in this country is so messed up. And it got to a point where there was an entire campaign, you know. We even mentioned it in one of our episodes where women were standing up for just their right to live, bro. You know,
Mm,
calling out the government to declare this whole gender-based violence phenomenon going on as
mm.
as a state of emergency, bro. Because it's yeah, man. It's really what you call this, man. It's really alarming. It's something we really need to put a lid on, dog, and just get total control of because we can't keep living like this, bro. If it's not Olorato, if it's not Uyinene, it's gonna be another woman and another one and another one. Like,
Mm.
when will it stop? You know? And there's a reason there was a whole campaign behind this. So I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, it is. It's an epidemic in this country. I think
Mm,
gender-based violence is downstream from general violence in this country. We're a violent society,
yeah,
and that violence stems from instability and poverty and uh, a mental health crisis.
yeah.
So basically, what I'm getting at is I think we keep talking in the wrong direction. I think I've spoken about this at some point, maybe episode 7 or 8, but we
Mm,
keep talking in the wrong direction about violence and gender-based violence in this country.
yeah.
You don't get high domestic violence rates in a country where people are of sound mind, or in a country where families are together and families,
Mm,
form healthy communities. We don't have that, especially amongst black and colored people in this country. We are
We are a society of
extremely,
broken homes, bro.
dude.
Yeah,
We're an extremely broken society where
yeah.
too many fathers are absent in the homes, and too many fathers who are absent are kind of broken and are violent
Who are
and
present, you mean?
yeah. And we have too many men who, when they are present, there's this sense of aggression or violence that is fueled by trauma, and it's made even worse by alcoholism and drugs. And it's like,
Yeah,
at the base level, we're not tackling the problem. The problem is dysfunction. You don't
yeah.
have high rape and violence and murder rates in countries where people's needs are met and where
Mm-hmm,
communities are together and where families are structured. You don't have that as
mm-hmm.
much, not nearly as much as we do. So I commend all of the social media efforts and the protests that a lot of brave women partaken in this country. But if we're being
Yeah,
realistic, we are not speaking to the real problems in this country. We're going to keep speaking in the wrong direction, and we're going to keep
yeah,
seeing this thing get worse, and we're not going to understand why for as long as we don't acknowledge that Joanga, our families are fucked up. Let's start there.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Our
all I have to
families are
say.
fucked up. Our families are fucked up, and this is just a reflection, like with everything you said, right, in terms of how broken of a society we are as a country.
Mm,
This whole gender-based violence epidemic that's going on is just a reflection of all the social ills we deal with in
mhm.
this country. The broken homes, the alcoholism, unemployment, bro.
Yeah,
Youth unemployment, bro.
yeah,
Like, it's just one big poverty trap that keeps people in this state of distress and fear.
fear.
And people people in such a state are always gonna act out, bro. You know? Are
Mm,
always gonna act out either violently or yeah, either violently, emotionally, or just people are just gonna wild out, bro, for lack of a better term. So
mm,
it just speaks to that. And with what you were saying with the social media campaigns, like this whole social media campaigns also speaks to the failure of our government because
mm,
we all rallied around this campaign, right? We all played our role. We all spread the word, gave the awareness we could, and then yeah, gave the awareness we could, and then Ramaphosa conveniently decides to declare this as a state of emergency. What's happened after that? Fuck. Like, what have we heard since then, bro? What
absolutely nothing.
legislation has been put? Like, what criminal laws have been put against gender-based violence? Like, what's been done, bro? Like,
Mm,
were you just saying that to please the delegates that were coming into the country, and also just to please Abahlali on social media that okay, hey guys, we won. It's a it's a state of emergency. Like, what else has been done then?
bro, our president has got to be the biggest yapper we have ever had. The man does a lot of talking, does very, very little, and
Little
he does.
action,
I
bro.
don't think he
Yo.
understands how badly his time as president has ruined his legacy. His legacy
Mm,
is that of. I think we will look back after his term. We will look back on Ramaphosa's presidency as the worst
the
we
worst.
in
The
our country's
worst.
democratic history. The
Yeah, the
worst,
worst, bro.
you know.
The
Like,
like it's not even close at this point, bro. We thought
it's
Zuma
not,
was
bro.
bad. Aye,
Nah,
this
bro.
guy. Aye.
We were still fine. Look, there was a lot of corruption was rampant under Zuma, but
Uzuma. But
we
yo,
we
this
he's not
guy.
the one who put us on lockdown for 3 years. Is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
A lockdown that we're still dealing with the ramifications of to this day in 2026.
Yo.
Zuma didn't
This
put us on
guy, bro.
lockdown. He didn't put the economy on ice for 3 years. You know, so
When there were ways to get around that. Let's just
mm,
add the context, you know.
yeah.
When there
So
are
yeah,
ways to
man.
get
Like,
around that. Yeah, yo.
we're a lawless country, man. We're a violent country, and it's a multifaceted. It requires multiple solutions on different sides. It requires the judicial system to work. It requires the police to have teeth, but it also requires societal structure, man. We our society's
Yeah.
fucked up, bro. We need, because if you grow up, if there are enough people in this country who grow up without healthy parental figures in their lives, of course they're going to develop certain complexes and an unhealthy level of aggression, and they're going to perceive
Uh,
women as tools that they can use. So now imagine now, because last I checked, about over 60% of children in this country are born with one parent only. So you could, and
imagine
then put on top of
60%.
that, exactly, and then put on top of that the poverty rate. What do you think
Mm,
kind of
mm,
society
mm,
that's
mm,
going to
mm,
create?
mm,
Honestly, you know,
My dude.
it's
My
and it's
dude.
going to get worse for as long as we keep
Bro.
ignoring the crux of the problem. So,
Exactly, bro.
yeah,
Which is why I felt the need to say what I say in terms of like what was done after
mm,
the woman for GPV. I'm sorry if I got the name wrong, but what was done after that, you know?
mm,
It's so upsetting, bro, because it's a noble cause. We all feel how we feel. We all support the movement, man, woman, you know? And we just want to see real action, bro. You know?
mm,
Like follow up with something effective, dog, because we can all talk about it and march as long as we want until our feet have blisters and do
mm,
whatever, burn tires, wild out. But what what happens afterwards? Like if the system, if the powers that be just acknowledge the issue and then nothing happens afterwards, bro, we're still gonna be stuck in the same place. And
yeah,
yeah, I like that you mentioned police because a lot happened in that department, bro. Like we saw Uchirom Kwanazi standing up and calling out corruption and
mm,
just all sorts of really damning crimes and really shocking revelations about the state of corruption in this country. And yeah, man, like what stood out to you during that entire debacle, bro? The Mkwanazi, what did you the Mkwanazi, the Madlanga Commission? Man, what a
mm.
movie.
The Masang. um,
The
nah, nah,
Madlanga.
it's not. It's not. Nah, I was saying, oh,
You
and when,
fool, Koto.
nah, man. What stood out for me, bro, and you might not
Yeah.
even you're not gonna expect
Maybe
this,
mute
but
myself. I'm sorry.
this like, nah, man. Like, what stood out the most for me
Yeah.
was just how unserious a lot of the MPs were in their questioning of people like Kat Matlala. There was that
Mm.
other MP from the MK party who was. Do you remember that guy who was like, "Hey, so Grootman, what did you do to
Why?
how would you inspire the youth?" I'm like, "Yo, bro,
What are you
why are
saying,
you
bro?
glazing? Utini, bro?" He was like, "Hey, Grootman, so what should the youth do to be like you
I
to
show
get what
speed.
what yeah, Eva. It's the same energy.
Exactly.
But it's even worse. It's infinitely worse because this is a person who's implicated in massive corruption. Like, what are you doing?
Dude.
You're in government. You're an MP, and you are
Bruh.
glazing the
A
accused.
criminal.
Like, what the hell are you doing? You
Bruh.
know. And it wasn't just him. I noticed it even with Julius at some point was doing it. There were a number of others,
Mhm.
a number of other MPs who were doing that, and I didn't and I thought it was sobering. It was like, okay, so this is what's going on here. Most of
Yeah.
you aren't really here to actually follow the rule of law. You're
And hold
just
these
here
guys to
to,
account.
yeah, you're just here to sort of, schmooze with this guy and see where you can benefit in the future because you don't want to rattle his
Y-
feathers too much. You want to show him that no man, in down the line, if you need a hookup, I can, if you need a contract or whatever, I got you. It's kind of
Yeah,
that
I got
kind of
you.
implication, you know. There were very few MPs who were coming at Ketmatala and the rest with aggression, very few.
Yeah, bro. With the aggression that was needed and the seriousness
Mm,
of the matter that this thing needed to be dealt with, bro. So I'm with you 100% on that, bro. And yeah, there was a lot, bro, that was revealed there. Like, and I remember you like saying this from the start, bro. Like, I want to see when Senzo Mchunu is in
mm,
testimony and Cat Matlala, because that's where you are going to hear a lot. That's where the drama, the crux of the drama, those two. And like I
Yeah.
said, bro, from the start, Senzo Mkhunu is cooked, dog. I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, like if that man is still in government and serves as a minister after that, dog, I'm done with this country. I mean, I've been
Then
done
it's
with this
time.
country, but that I dog,
Then we'll know it's chai, bro. I'm late.
it's my dude. My dude, my dude, my dude. Can I tell you what, bro? I wanted to send you a screenshot, ne? I wanted to send you a screenshot, but I didn't want to distract you. But I'll send you after this recording, bro. Like there's some shit I saw on IG while I was scrolling on dead.
Sure.
You're gonna laugh, bro. But yeah, dog, this whole entire Matlanga commission, bro, speaking about Senzo Mkhulu and Ket Matlala in particular, but also Julius Mkhwanazi, like, and Brown Mukhotsi, like, just how these guys thought they were just so above the law that they just did whatever they wanted, bro. Because you heard, although he denied it, you heard of Julius Mkhwanazi authorizing Kat Matlana to use the SAPS blue lights. You hear about the bribes these guys took from Kat Matlala, the murders that these guys were involved in, and the fact that one of the witnesses, bro, got murdered during this thing. It just tells you how dark this thing really got, bro. And
Mafia state.
mafia state, bruh, mafia state, and things have been quiet since the Madlanga Commission, and I just don't know what's gonna happen next, bro. And it's gonna be real interesting to see what happens next, particularly when you consider the fact that this is an election year, municipal elections are happening. So I don't know, man. There's just a lot that's happening in this country, and there's still a lot that's gonna happen, bro. So that was a real
Yeah.
standout moment in South Africa's year 2025 for me personally. The
For
whole
sure.
Matlanga Commission and Mkhwanazi. And we just want to
Yeah.
salute General Mkhwanazi and everyone else who's standing for good in this country, bro,
Mm.
because there's
For
only
law
so
and
much
order.
we could do. Yeah, brah. There's only so much we can do, and the fact that you have people who are willing to bring this sort of nonsense to light, bro, gives you a bit of hope that we can still make this country work.
Yeah. And rest in peace to those who died, man, for law and order.
In
Yo,
line, yeah.
Babita Diokran, man, rest in peace, bro. Like
Yeah, people like
the people who
Sonkunzas.
tried and got
Mm-hmm.
killed for it, So
Bro.
it'll be a disservice for us to just forget those people.
Yeah, bro. Individuals like Siniso Makata and all the whistleblowers who died in the line of duty, bro, trying to do what's right, bro. Killed for doing what's right, bro. So it's pretty dark, man. But what would this pod be if we didn't like talk about these type of things,
Welcome
And
to South Africa.
yeah, I'm done. Jerusalem. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah. Yo, kutoka Jerusalem manyana hapa.
Jerusalem, I'm done.
Yo. Ay.
Bulawa uthi sawa uba uthanga popo mntana yo. Dog.
Uthetha
But
kakhulu.
hey, nah, man, that's why I'm like, hey, yes, because speaking with this Teta cool dog, when DJ Warras died, I was like, hey, Lela dog, maybe let's slow down on the political talk, dog.
and it's a real fear, bro. It's a real fear,
Bro,
because the bigger people get who talk about these things, the more under threat you are. The more, especially if you're someone who doesn't sort of, if you say it exactly how it is, and the more of a following you gain, the more of a threat you are. So
hey, bro,
it's dangerous.
Hey, bro, and party clout. Just because you got clout and you say whatever, bro, doesn't mean you're untouchable. Niggas will clip you here, dog. Like if niggas could clip AKA the way they clipped him, dog, who are you?
Yo, it's Jerusalem,
Bro, Jerusalem, I'm John.
We laugh, but it's crazy.
It's crazy, dog. Yeah, no, bro. Niggas will clip you here, bro. But moving along, dog. Like the sporting front, man. Sport is always nice to talk about, because yeah, man, a lot of great things happened in for our country and like in the globe. But I think let's start with the shining light, the Beyonces of our sporting nation, the box,
Mm,
man. You know, winners of the rugby championship, back to back winners. The first
back
time
to
they've done
back.
it in our history, bro. They might go back to back to back. They might fucking
Mm,
three-peat the World Cup, which is something that is highly possible and has never been done before. And
mm,
bro, we're looking at possibly the greatest rugby team of all time. When we talk
bro.
about the Springbok team.
Mm,
So them winning back to back, bro, like it's never been done before in the history of our nation, dog. Like
bro.
these guys are just serial winners, dude.
It's inspiring. Like even if you're not even
Yeah.
that big of a fan of raga, but like it's a shining example, man. And I know there are
Mhm.
detractors out there who like to be like, oh, like the Springboks, it's not real unity. It's like, calm down, bro. Like this
Calm
is
down, dude.
this is what we this is what we aspire to be as a nation, is
Mm.
successful
Mm.
and unified, coming from different backgrounds and pulling together to make shit work and to dominate. It's
Mhm.
something to aspire to. So I appreciate the Springboks for on that basis. I appreciate the fact
Mhm.
that, and Rasi as well as the head of this well-oiled machine, is that
Mhm.
back-to-back champs, bro, and homegrown. That's what I appreciate the most. And it's an
Yeah,
example of
bro.
of how we can do the same in any other field. Why not?
Exactly, bro. And them being a shining example, like it just gives you they're such a great tool for unity and hope for our nation, bro. And they
Mm,
serve such a great inspiration. Also, shout out to Sia Kolisi, bro. Like he's also a figure who's making history along with this team, bro,
mhm,
being the first black Springbok captain to win the World Cup, the first black Springbok captain to go back to back rugby championships, bro. Like he's just creating so many milestones and just records in history that may or may not be surpassed again, bro. And I
mm,
think that's the beauty of all of that, bro. Like one of us is leading this thing, bro, is leading this thing forward. And it's such a beautiful thing to see. And there's also someone like Utemba Bavuma on the cricket scene for Neen. And who's who like, dude, we talked about this in episode 8. Like the Proteas have had this term as chokers for the
mm,
longest of time, right? For as long as they were competitive on the international scene, right? They've always choked at the last hurdle. They've never made it past like the semifinals. Like I could be wrong, but like because can I tell you what, dude? I stopped watching cricket, bro. Like South African cricket when the Proteas, dog, when we lost to New Zealand in the 2015 semi-final, and
mm,
a game we could have won, but we just stumbled in the end, and I was like, I'm done. But now to
mm,
see these guys make such a massive return and winning their first major international trophy, dog, in Test cricket, the hardest and the most difficult form of cricket, bro. Format of cricket. And to win that major trophy, bro, in the manner that they did is you gotta take your hats off for that, bro. It makes you proud
mm,
once again to be South African, and also it just makes you proud to watch cricket again, bro. Because now I can finally watch cricket and be like, yeah, nah, dog, we in this bitch,
100%. Nah, I feel you, bro.
And also, like I said, like this is one of us doing it. I'm
Mm,
again, yeah, we'll see ya, yeah, Utemba Bavuma, two black men, two closer men,
mhm.
where there's a gun, there's success,
Yeah, Eva.
you
Well,
know,
there's a plan, there's a plan, bro. You
there's
see,
a
I went from
plan
Zwede to the world, bro.
to the world, bro.
Show kids
Utemba
back there
Bavuma, what's
that
a
you
gun?
can fucking do it. Mm,
Dog, against all odds, bro.
mm. Even on my
Sia's
pay.
guy was not supposed to be in my pimp, puta, goed
Mm,
man,
mm.
goed man, look on your arm, goed man, can,
Awesome.
you know? So we're just saying, man, where there's a gun, there's success. There's leadership.
Where there's a can, there's success.
Like,
Put it on a t-shirt, bro.
Put it on a t-shirt where there's a can, there's success, bro. I mean,
Clear.
look at this, bro. Who is the current Miss SA? Tosa Queen.
Isn't that
from
the second
Kunupi,
time?
my
Isn't that the
hood.
second time?
Yeah.
My hood.
My hood. Dog. Kunupi. The son is from Kunupi. Dog.
Hey,
You know?
these pageants, they love our hands, eh?
They love closer women, bro.
Hey.
And yeah, dog. Like, we gotta represent our women in the right light because they get a lot of flack in this country and on social media, and I don't like how sometimes they portrayed in these soapies, you know. I feel like it's overly dramatized sometimes, you know. There's some truth to it.
Sometimes.
But sometimes
emphasis on the sometimes.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro. So nah, bruh, you know. Shout out to her, bro. You know.
All
Yeah,
right. Now
nah,
I don't really
bruh.
follow the pageants, but shout out.
Shout out to her, bro. You know, nah, dog, Kanubi represent.
My
So,
hood.
My hood, fun Kaslami. Sorry, Kasi, you know, my suburb.
My burb.
My burb. My neighborhood.
Shout out. My double story
Shut up.
hood.
You know.
A swimming pool in the back. Shout out to my
Hey,
hood.
bro. Shout out to my hood, man. Shout out to my We some idiots, bro. Yo. But also, like, on the sporting front, bro, like, you're an MMA fan. We saw Trickers also, like, successfully defending his title, which he eventually lost. But the fact that he's a South African who did this, bro, and such a highly intense competitive sport, bro, is admirable.
Yeah, man. Like, Trickers, he doesn't get enough credit for how well or how impressive his title run was, because he defended his title about 4 or 5 times, you know, against the baddest in the middleweight division, you know. Took down Adesanya, you know, he took down many, many, many opponents, dog, that people thought he never would. He took down Rob Whitaker, you know, many legends in that division. But then obviously, you know, your run can't go forever, you know. Unfortunately, he was taken down by Hamzat, you know. In my opinion, that was probably the most boring championship fight I've ever seen. Dricus's corner failed to sort of defend themselves effectively against Hamzat, but at the same time, Hamzat made the fight boring because he basically grappled Dricus to the canvas for 5 rounds, you know. And as much as Dricus and his corner should have had some kind of strategy for that, Hamzat made it boring, you know, because he held him down for multiple rounds. And there's this whole like era in MMA these days where wrestlers are dominant, right? So you have your Dagestanis, mostly your guys from like Habib and Islam Makhachev is currently dominant. Umar Nurmagomedov. There are many different guys who are dominating in wrestling, but the difference is that those guys are dynamic fighters. Habib and Islam will not just wrestle you to the ground and hold you there for 5 rounds. They have ground and pound. They're dynamic, you know. And Hamzat failed to do that. And Hamzat, on top of that, he's an inactive fighter. When is the next time he's going to defend this title? Dricus was fighting every other month, dog. Dricus was actively, he was an active champ and he was fighting the best of the best. And unfortunately, he came up against someone who was better than him. But now this person who was better than him overly relies on wrestling and he's an inactive fighter. Hamzat, maybe when? End of this year, who even knows? No one knows when he's going to fight again. So he's basically stalled the middleweight division. But the point is, I appreciate that Dricus had a legendary run. Now people aren't fans of his because of his politics, you know, his stance on the supposed white genocide, and it's like, you know,
fuck out of here, bro.
The thing is, bro, people pick and choose which icons they support, even though they have had. For example, Mike Tyson, bro, used to beat his girl, but we don't take that away from him as a legendary boxer. We don't talk about that. We're not saying it's not a serious issue, but we don't say, yeah, but he used to beat his wife, he can't be the champ. It's like,
Even
bro,
Floyd, even
what do you
Floyd.
exactly? These people, like, the more you know about your icons, the less you will like them. It's not about who they
Yeah.
are. It's about how do they perform at their craft. And Drickus was the best of the best in the middleweight division, whether you like him or not. It's as simple as that. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to the Springboks. Shout out to the Proteas. Shout out to every South African athlete who put us on the map and who put their city on the map and put their town on the map. Shout out to them, bro, regardless of their politics.
Shout out to them, bro. Shout out to Bafana for also qualifying for the World Cup. Even though you niggas crashed out, screw AFCON, we still love you guys, man. You know?
Yeah, catching strays. Bafana's always catching strays, bro.
Yo, Brian Kafis on Machita, but
Champions bro.
Nah, bro, like they were doing so well, bro, because can I tell you, bro, dog, like after we lost to Egypt, bro, I just switched off because I don't like the way we performed against Egypt, bro. I was like, yo, bro, like these guys can play. These guys have talent. These guys can play Ebola. But the big match temperament sometimes, bro, it's not always there. So that was a disappointment for me because I knew what was gonna happen against Cameroon, bro. Like judging from what I saw in Egypt, I didn't even bother watching the Cameroon game. So yeah, that's just how I felt, man. Like these niggas crashed out, bro. Like yo,
disappointing, boys. Oh,
yeah,
fine.
black sheep.
Nah, who knows, bro? Maybe one day is one day. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe let's just hope they do well in the World Cup, bro. You know, let them like take this as a very very sobering lesson for lack of a better word, you know, a very teachable lesson as well as to this is what it takes when you play like at the highest level because like AFCON is one of the most intense tournaments in world football, right? And Africans have athletes, bro. These guys are quick, they are strong, like
Bro.
these guys are super athletic, dog. So you're dealing with some of the best athletes in your trade, you know? And these guys play at the highest level of football on an international club level. So you also need to recognize that, dog, you need to up your game and you need to be headstrong when you're facing these guys, you know? So that's what was disappointing for me. And these guys need to understand that it's not going to get any easier in the World Cup. So let this be a lesson to learn. And please, let's just like we're always going to back Ibafana. We're always going to back Ibafana. Like that's just what it is. And we love you guys, and we just really want to see you guys do well in the World Cup. You know, and like we're always going to support Ibafana. Like they've come a long way from where they were like a few years back, bro. For them to even to qualify for the World Cup is an absolutely great feat, bro. And them qualifying for the AFCON in the way they did, like they've made great strides and great progress, bro. So we'll always be proud of that. So yeah, shout out to Bafana, man. You know, I don't mean
Shout
to
out,
like
man.
to dog you guys like that, but it's just frustration, man. You know.
Nah, like, what do you think? Do you think they maybe just need a different coach? Because I mean, not about Benny McCarthy that we've squandered. They're appreciated in Europe. You know,
In
we could
Europe,
have been
yeah.
using people. Do you think Bafana just needs like a proper coach? What do you think is missing? You don't
I think this guy is good, ne? I think this guy is good. Like I said, it's the mentality, bro. It's the mentality. They need maybe a sports psychologist, like one of these guys who deal with like athletes at just the mental side of the game in terms of like building that resilience, having that confidence that it doesn't matter who I face, bro. This guy is no better than me. He has two legs. He has two legs. He can play football. I can play football too. There's a reason why I'm also here. You know,
Yeah.
these guys played with a sense of intimidation, especially that the game against Egypt, because Ibafana weren't playing to win; they were playing not to lose. These guys were happy with a draw, and which didn't happen in the end. So they just need someone who knows what it takes to win. Maybe someone from the Springboks, bro, could have like a clinical, like a mental, a psychology clinic, session with them and just take them through the mental part of the game, what it takes to really win at the highest level. That's what these
Mm,
guys need. Because they're good, bro. They're good.
mm,
You have some guys who play in the Premier League, like Foster, for example, you know. So they have it, bro. It's just bring the big match temperament, bro. That's
mm,
just what it is, you
100%.
know. And also shout out to all the musicians doing their thing, man. Shout out to Tyler, Calvin Momo,
Mm,
Maporisa, who else, man? Gubs at the Small, like everyone who's put out great music in 2025 and really put South Africa on the map and like in the global scene. Like we salute you, man.
100%. Yeah, man, but we still
Yeah,
miss the AKAs, man. Yo, they left a vacuum, those gents. The Ricky Riggs.
vacuum dog.
Oh, you
Rick,
can feel the space they left behind to this day,
can
bro.
I tell? Yeah, bro. Can I tell you who I was listening to? Like just now. Speaking of that,
Mm.
PRO dog, Pro Kid, bro.
Oh,
Yo, he
a
was so
legend.
good. He was
Yo,
so good, bro.
oh, Double HP, bro. Yo, we lost so
Double
many
HP,
icons, bro.
so
Yo,
many icons, bro. So many,
yo.
bro. And they've left a vacuum, dog. Because when you speak about AKA Ricky Rick, you speak of. Okay, let me just speak of those two in particular, right? Because I can't really think of anyone else right now. Like how pivotal of a role they played in modern South African hip hop and taking it to where it is, right? Because
Mm,
now they've left this vacuum because these guys weren't just rap artists, bro. These guys were entrepreneurs. These guys were what's the word I'm looking for, man? Uh what am I looking
cultural
for?
icons.
Cultural icons, but just like they were just agents, man. Just
Mm,
these cultural agents, bro. They were just pushing the culture forward, on the
mm,
fashion scene,
yes.
fashion, music,
Business.
business, bro. Like they just embodied what hip hop means on like as a culture. And
Mm,
you only like the guys who are left behind, like who are still active like that now. It's only like okay, Malum, Cool Cat. I don't know what happened to Uquesta. I don't know where
dog.
he is. Like, we need you back as well, bro, because I really don't know who else. Like, you hear the younger gents coming up, dog, but it's like,
Yo,
yo,
and for no
the
cut,
bras.
I don't see a lot of people who could take that spot again, bro. Because I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because the likes of AKA they left us before they could sort of pass on the torch. I don't know. I don't know what's missing, but
Yeah.
I
But
can get the sense that a lot of these new cats, bro, are not they're not really touching the pulse of the people. If that makes sense. I
also
don't.
like with Lundi Teta, AK guys like AKA and Ricky Rick, bro, had presence.
Mm,
And like dog,
gravitas.
bro, like they had gravitas, they had presence. Like you could feel when AKA dropped a new song. You could feel
Mm,
when Rick dropped a new song or like an album. Like remember how
mm,
big Boss Wonge was, for example.
bro. Yo, bruh.
Even
What are the
AKA's
2010s? Yo, just the
dog,
2010s. The
even
amount of iconic work that came from both of them is insane.
insane, bro. Like even like AKA's last single, dog, Lemonade. Do you know how this is how big that
Bro.
shit was, bro?
Oh, bro, come on.
Like so
Speaking of lemonade, even Nasty C, shout out to him, bro.
yeah.
Mm,
Shout out to Nasty C, but like, yeah, man, he can't do it alone. I think that's what I want
mm-mm.
to say. He can't do it
Yeah.
alone, dog. You know, you've got your guys like A Reese, pretty ugly as well. But yeah, man, like I
Mm,
said, like AKA Ricky Rick had presence, bro. And I
yeah.
really didn't want to end this on such a gloomy note, dog. But like, what are
No.
you anticipating for 2026, just on a personal level?
Oh, what do I hope for?
Mm,
Well, my anticipations, my personal anticipations for 2026 are just more growth, less bullshit.
Mhm.
I actively want to walk away from shit that rubs me the wrong way more often, you know. Um, explain nothing, just do, you know, whatever it is you want to do or what that I want to do it. Don't be afraid to be cringe.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid to fuck it up. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just do it. You'll course correct as you go along, you know. Yeah, man, just talk less, do more. Never be afraid to reinvent yourself. You know, you can always do better, be better in whatever way. And
Yeah.
most importantly though is if I don't act in the direction of the things that I need or want, then I will regret it. So that's why I'm like
Yeah.
I'm just, my attitude going forward, and it's not just for 2026, just for 2026 and beyond. It's just
And
do it.
beyond, bro.
Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Don't think about it. Don't overanalyze. Just do it. Act, you know.
Can I tell you what I heard from you, bro?
Mm,
What I heard from what you said.
mm.
Don't be afraid to fuck up the streets, man. Fuck
No,
up the
but that's
comments if you.
no, but that's true, bro. That's true.
Yeah,
The
bro.
people out here are too afraid of abantu bazotini. Who gives a fuck, bro? Just do it.
Can I
If
tell
it's
you
on
what
your
it
heart,
is, bro?
do it. Mm,
Can I tell you what it is, dog? And this is just my final message for this episode, bro. Either
mm.
you make it happen or you watch people you grew up with get rich and famous in front of you, dog. Or you just
Aye,
watch other people do it, bro.
okay,
Cause no
well.
one, cause just because you're not doing it, bro, it's not gonna stop Abanya Bandu from doing what they want to do. You know, people have
Mm.
dreams too, dog. So
And can I, yeah,
who?
and can I add
Mm,
on just one point there onto what you said? If you
mm.
don't do what you want to do, someone with less talent is going to do it and they're going to get in the right room. Their product may not
Bro,
be as good as you, it may not be as interesting as yours, but the difference is they acted and you didn't.
exactly, bro. Someone who had less talent but had a lot more confidence and belief in their
Hmm.
dreams, bro.
Yep.
So what will it
Don't be
be,
afraid to be
dog?
cringe. Just do
Hey,
it, bro.
man, just fuck up the streets, man. Fuck up the
Put that
streets,
on a
dog.
t-shirt. Put that shit on a t-shirt.
Don't be afraid to fuck up the streets, bro. Like, let's get it. And
Straight
yeah,
up.
this has man, like every episode we do just becomes my favorite. And this has been another great episode of Not Another Podcast with myself and Dima Silwana. With myself and Dima Silwana. And we'll see y'all on the flip side, man. I know Tools wanted us to get a sign off, so this is not another
Not another
podcast. Oh my god.
podcast. And
I'm not
also,
a yeah.
also, please, y'all, please, if you're listening, feel free to follow us at double
Yeah.
underscore not another pod on Insta. You know, you can also find us on YouTube. You know, if our episodes are there. Feel free to also find us on Spotify. All the links are there on our Insta page. But please, double underscore not another pod. Please follow
Mhm.
for any updates. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. No, we got more stuff to show you, man. We got a lot more to talk about.
Yeah, man. And don't be afraid to comment. Talk to us, man. We want to know. We want to know some of you guys, man. Like, don't be afraid to comment if there's something you disagree with. Talk to us, you know.
Hmm. Yes, sir.
But yeah, we'll see you guys, man. Stay safe in 2026, and we'll see you again on the next episode. Cheers.